Assalamualaikum viewers. First of all, I would like to thank all those people who have subscribed my channel, and I will request from all those people who have not subscribed this channel yet, please try to subscribe it whenever you view the video, because the viewers is greater in number, and I would request from you, while you are viewing the video, don't forget to subscribe this channel, so you would be getting the latest updation on it. Today, the topic of discussion is the prejudice. All of we are quite aware of the prejudice, but how we will technically define the prejudice? Prejudice is basically unfavorable behavior. This is the discriminatory behavior. We discriminate in our social class. We discriminate towards particular individual. We discriminate towards a particular object. We discriminate towards a particular situation. So it is extremely easy to understand ki if we are having some sort of the prejudice toward the person or the individual or community, it is very easy. We can understand it. We don't like that person. We are having the negative attitude toward that person. But how it would be if we are having the negative attitude toward the particular object? It means that we don't like particular thing. We don't like mm, particular object. That is the we are having the negative and the hatred feeling that for that particular object. That is the prejudice toward the object. And the third thing is the prejudice towards the situation could be any experience which we have had in our past, or we have had in the recent time. So we don't like that particular situation, and we are having very much negative attitude and unfair attitude toward the particular situation. If I elaborate it in the more broader sense, we can say that look at the lockdown of the Kashmiris. It's from approximately more than 7-8 months. So that situation of the lockdown, and they are in the state of the curfew. This is the prejudiced situation, and everyone is having the negative feeling toward it, towards. And it shows the prejudice towards the Muslims, and it shows the prejudice towards the religion. It shows the prejudice towards all those people who want the independence. This is a deliberate effort to express their thought of freedom, to express their voice for the freedom. And this is the smaller aspect of the how prejudice situation occurs in our surroundings, and how it occurs in our um, environment, and how we can observe it. The second thing is prejudice is of various types. What type of the prejudice it would be? The most common prejudice is the racism and the sexism. Racial prejudice is very much common. If we look behind in 16th century and in the 17th century. In the 16th and the 17th century, the prejudice of black and white was very much common, and people never want to sit with one another in those communities. We can take the example of USA. That was very much common, and they even started separate schools for the Negroes. They started separate restaurants for the Negroes, because English people and the white people said that we don't want to sit even with the Negroes and the black people. And this racial prejudice was at its extreme. This was extremely unfair behavior towards Negroes and the black people. And we need to focus on this thing. They were really in the majority, though they are in the minority in USA, but there was the hatred feeling and the intolerant behavior, and it was unfair behavior towards the Negroes because of their skin color, because of their lack of civilization. This was the only reason. And if we say that most of the Negroes refuse to send their children to the schools if any of the Negro child will go to their schools. And even the restaurant owners, they also faced great difficulties, and they said we don't have any issue if any Negro will come to our restaurant, but our customers do have the issues. If customers don't have any issue with the Negro customers, so then we can invite all those Negroes customers in our restaurants. So this was having a background of racism and racial prejudice. Racial prejudice is just like a poison for the society. It can hollow the roots of the society, and it can even shake the roots of and the foundations of the nations as well. There are a great number of the examples how white people have been maltreating with the Negroes and with the other races. And why this happens? Because they think that the rest of the nations in the minority groups, they are the lower group of their society, and they think them as a slave. And even in the 17th century and in the 16th century, they also conducted various researches, and they said that the blood color of the Negro is different from the white people, then their skin is different from their the as compared to the white people. So there were so many hypotheses which were built, and all the societies, especially USA, they tried to work a lot on this racial prejudice. But now this racial prejudice is also proliferating in various societies. And if we look at the various types of this prejudice, so this prejudice could be about the particular community, it could be about the particular religion, it could be about the particular society. And why this is so? Because people consider themselves that they are superior, they are more powerful, and if someone is having the power motive, they would be considering the rest of the communities and the rest of the nation a lower from them, and they can use their unfair and intolerant behavior toward those nations and towards those communities. We need to also have a look at the racial prejudice and the religion prejudice between the Hindus and the Muslims as they were living together in the before the partition of Pakistan. Hindus were having extremely prejudice towards the Muslims. Why they were having the extremely prejudice toward the Muslim? Because there was the religion differences, and they thought that the Muslims are slaves, and when India will get the independence from the Britain rule, then they would be the sole deserving rulers for the India. So we can say that this is having an extremely long history, and this is the religious prejudice. In the same way, if we look at the religious prejudice and the racial prejudice, so we can say that the Israelis do have the prejudice towards the Palestinians, and they maltreat them, and they kill them, and they can do all the level of cruelty. They never spare any Palestinian. This is also a prejudice behavior. And if we look at the Western world, then we can conclude from it that they also don't like the Muslims, and they don't like the Asian peoples. This is uh, another form of the racial prejudice, but this is not so sort of severe form of the prejudice. But when we look at the racial prejudice between the white people and the Negroes, this is extremely intense form of the racial prejudice. We need to know what are the causes of the racial prejudice. There are various causes of it. Number one is that is we can say that it does have some history. Historical background is there. If we do have the historical background, and it doesn't long for 1 year or 2 year based. It is based on the millenniums. Say if people don't like one another, and they do have the prejudiced behavior for particular nations, for the particular minority, for the particular object, for the particular persons, for the particular leaders, and it does have a long history. In the 16th centuries, Americans do have racial prejudice towards the Negroes. And if we look at the 18th century, Hindus do have the prejudice towards the Muslims. This does have a long history. It's not a one-day task. We cannot dislike anyone for a single day or from a one-day experience. It could have a long history, and our ancestors transfer this thing to the offsprings, to the next generations, because this is the part of their training. And whenever someone learn it from the ancestors, so this is the form of the transformation from the ancestors, because in the 18th century we were not there in the 18th century, so it was being transformed from our ancestors to the new generations, and it's still going on in the current society and the current situation. The second one is the societal system. Various societies are set up in this way that the societal system and the societal norms are set up in this way that people think that we are superior from the rest of the people, we are superior from the rest of the community, and we consider ourselves better and superior, and we develop the prejudiced behavior and the negative behavior and unfavorable behavior, and that is also known as the discriminatory behavior. We will be discriminating towards those particular people and towards the particular community. This discriminatory behavior can linger on, and it can spread in the society, and it can engulf the whole society, because as the people are having the mode to learn from the one people. If one person is doing one thing, the rest of the people will definitely follow it, because majority is doing this, we must also follow their behavior as well. So this is the one reason, is it does have a long history. And the second is the societal level. We learn it from the society and the social system is set up in this way that we can easily acquire prejudiced behavior for uh, our own societal members, even though they are living in our own society, but we would be having discriminatory behavior towards them, and we think that they don't have any right and they don't have any um, voice for their rights. The third one is situational factor. Situational factor is known as situation occur in a particular circumstances that we develop prejudiced behavior toward that particular situation. If someone do the bomb blast, we would be developing, and the person is from the specific community or from the specific society, we would blame the whole society, and we develop the um, prejudiced behavior toward the whole community. But the whole community and the whole society is not like that. It was the only individual task, and mm, instead of blaming the single person, we would be having the prejudiced behavior towards the whole community. We can take the example from the terrorist activities. If any of the Muslim, we cannot say that Muslims can do prejudiced behavior and they can do the terrorism, but whenever someone do any sort of the terrorist act, the whole Muslim community will be blamed for this thing that Muslims are the terrorists. This is the prejudiced behavior. We need to eliminate this prejudiced behavior. This is known as the situational factor. The other one is the socio-economic factor. Socio-economic factor is that factor in which society is set up in the way the upward mobility, modern urbanization, and people are moving from one group, one socio-economic group to another socio-economic group, and those who are making the development and those who are making the progress, the rest of the people don't want it, that people must make the progress and they must develop, and they should move from one socioeconomic group to another socioeconomic group. So we develop the prejudiced behavior for those. And what would be the example for it? For example, the tribal chief, they consider themselves that they are the sole authority, they are the only leaders in their tribes, and while they consider themselves the authority figure and the leader, that's why they don't let other people to make progress. This would be another reason of socio cultural environment. And if whenever there is we can say that in certain situations and in the certain communities, people are not allowed to get the job because of their ethnic group, because of their racial groups, because of their racism, because of their skin colors, because of their belonging to the specific groups. Then the next factor is the psychological factor, and psychological factor is why people have the prejudiced behavior. That is because of the personality defect. People do have the personality defect, that's why they are having so much negative attitude, and we need to change that negative attitude towards a positive attitude. And they have the disliking feelings, they have the unfavorable feelings, and they do have the discriminatory behavior, and they develop the stereotype behavior. And that stereotype behavior is very difficult to change into the positive behavior. But we need to have the various tactics to change the people's behavior from the negative behavior to towards the positive behavior. Another approach is known as the phenomenological approach. And phenomenological approach is that approach in which we consider that such people need to modify their behavior, and that is because of their personality disturbance, and that is because of their thought process, and that is because of their cognitive and the rational approach. There could be various other reasons of the prejudice. Another economic factor cannot be excluded from it. And there are various classes in every society. Someone belong to the higher society, someone would belong to the lower society. So there is the class difference, and because of that class difference, elite class would never like to have communication with the poor socioeconomic class because of their economic conditions. This is another reason of the prejudiced behavior, because such people don't belong to their same class. And the poor socioeconomic class don't like the elite class because of their high fi society. So this is another form of the um, prejudiced behavior within the communities, within the societies. There are various other types of the prejudiced behavior. For example, another form is spreading and proliferating, like the sectarianism. One sect doesn't like another sect. Shia doesn't like Sunnis. Sunnis doesn't like Shias. And they develop the prejudiced behavior because they thought that our viewpoint, and we belong to a separate school of thought, and Shias belong to the separate school of thought. So this type of the things and these thought process, it leads toward the prejudiced behavior. Now moving towards how we can eliminate prejudiced behavior, there are various things, various strategies through which we can develop, and we can develop a normal society, a healthy society, and a society which could be most acceptable and highly appreciating society. We need to make an effort on the grassroots level, and we need to make an effort on the societal level and from the individual level as well. First we need to correct ourselves, then those who are in our own circles, we need to modify their behavior and their thought, that prejudice is not a good practice. We need to change our thought process, and from the negativity we need to bring the positivity. mm, and we need to have the good feelings for the rest of the people, and prejudice is not allowed even in the Islam. We need to follow the various hadith of Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, and the Islamic practices should be done, because Holy Prophet didn't like, and he strongly condemned that no prejudice should be done, and he did it in his last sermon, that no Arabic is superior from the non-Arabic, and no non-Arabic is superior from the Arabic person. And he also clearly defined it, that on the basis of the skins, and on the basis of the colors, and the basis of any societal superiority, no prejudice is allowed. So it is not allowed from the Islam. And being a Muslims, all of us should have a clear vision about it. And if we follow and practice this single hadith of Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, that prejudice is not allowed in Islam, all the Muslims can be free from this prejudiced behavior, and there wouldn't be any societal prejudice, and there wouldn't be any communal prejudice. And sometimes people also have the prejudice because of their language differences. It should be eliminated. The next step is government should take a necessary step for it, and government should take the initiative, and the rigorous imprisonment should be given to all those people who are proliferating prejudiced and who are making the speeches, mm, and which is triggering the prejudiced attitude of the people. And this all those religious and the ethnic groups should be imposed with the sanctions, that they cannot speech any sort of prejudiced prejudiced speeches, and the sermons should be banned by the government, and rigorous imprisonment should be given to all those people who are leading towards the prejudiced behavior. And if any majority group are the person hating towards or showing any sort of the prejudiced behavior and started killing of minority group or any individual because of the prejudiced behavior, so he must be given with the exemplary punishment. And the next step, which is the psychological aspect, Those groups who are having prejudiced behavior, they must be grouped together. For example, group A and group B. Those group A is having the hatred feelings toward the group B, and the group B is having the hatred feelings toward the group A, and that is because of the prejudiced. They must be given some task, and which would be having the common goal, and they must be given an opportunity and chance to complete their task and to complete that goal in the same setting, within the same environment. And whenever they come closer to each other, their prejudice will be eliminated, their prejudice will be reduced. At a time will come when they will be working together, and they will be understanding one's another feeling, and they will be getting closer, and they must be given some opportunity, and they must be given some chance to know each other. And this will be very helpful for both of the communities. And through this is a very, basically this is a very successful strategy, and they can be communal prejudice can be reduced through it. And Sharif has conducted various researches on it, and this is extremely successful strategy, that both of the groups should work together, and prejudice can be eliminated. Then the next is, we also need to give the training of the children, that no prejudice should be emerged or established within the children. If child is reared in such a way, then we can eliminate the prejudice, and that will never transform from one person to another person. So focus on the training of the children is also very important. And there are various other sources through which we can eliminate the prejudice, by using various techniques, and coming closer. Proximity is another thing which can help to reduce the prejudice. And we need to have a healthy relationship with the rest of the community, with the rest of the people, and with the rest of the group of the people who are in our surrounding. And if we are having a careful attitude, and we are having a very caring and sharing attitude, then it can be also eliminated. And if racial prejudice emerges within the children, how we can eliminate it? It should be the children must be trained in the school, like they can share their things, they can share their candies with the white